I agree. I like this how would you say, this switch up, this change up, if you will, from
Yeah.
Ivory.
And
I
not
do
to
think this Underlord.
mention the traps, you know, Richie, the shot, perfect move. Kunk doesn't really need him. I mean, one thing you can actually... wait a minute, Drake here. He's going to fight General.
Yeah, he's not foul play ready, though. All of a sudden, Jackie running on over the Slark with the Windlace is not going to be nearly as fast as he needs to be here. Oh, one more auto attack. Jackie takes a shortcut through the trees. He's like, why am I leveling so slow?
But does he even know? You know, not every player checks the XP bar. He's gonna know now.
Oh, he's not having a good time here, that's to be sure. Armel's rotated on over. He's saving the skill point. He actually has Sonic Wave. I don't think he needs it for the kill. He does not. The second point in Scream of Pain. Ventar Conquer did his best there to steal a kill, but it's going to be a second death now onto the Storm Spirit. Arcane Rune, they're going to try for something top lane now onto Rupido. Double Bracer with the Soul Ring and level 1 Atrophy Aura. Let's see what he can get done. The Shackles here. John Will tanking on the tower, but Jackie, he's going to have to back off. Sonic Wave and the last auto attack used for the kill. Cold Feet will not proc here. And, well, even though both supports rotated on over, it's a Slark and an Ancient Apparition. What can they do to stop Bob?
Nothing, Richie.
Oh, down bottom now. Oh, no.
Once again, they can do nothing. They cancel the TP there. Oh, this is going to be long right, you know, if Ivory wants to stabilize the game for now.
Yeah, and check this move out. John Will, he's through the gate down bottom as they advance to see who they can pick up. The kill onto the Ancient Apparition is trivial. He will go down. Armel 4-0-0 on a dominating streak. 6 unanswered kills.
I mean, Ivory has nothing they can do right now, but just sit back and just try to gain XP. And people are gonna die in the side lanes, you know, and they just have to accept the casualties right now.
This person looks like Grimm's. Hold on, the Underlord's TPing in. He's gonna cancel that TP, but actually Eisen's gonna run on in. Suddenly it's 1v4. In comes the gate. Eisen is out of the Mel, does get the auto attack out, but they just hit right through those refraction charges. Rupido's like, actually, I think I'm gonna go back top lane.
Didn't he just cancel his TP? So he canceled his TP and then he used his ulti to come back down again.
Yes, indeed he did, Winter. Indeed he did.
That was...
See if they can find an avenue, a foothold back in this game.
I mean, they have Ice Blast now, and Rupido is going a lot of the across, you know, so maybe they need to set up something.
Oh, he's gonna Ice Blast him. Armel with the Blade Mail active. Ken rotating through the outpost. They actually get the Cold Feet to connect, and that is a kill. Ken, 500 gold for the Storm.
Yeah, that was not worth it for Cold there. That was...
Larada Vatos and the your build here for Underlord, just increasing all of your AoEs eventually. Used to have talents for that, but they've gotten rid of it, I believe. Careful. Ice Blast on Armel. Ooh! That was a close one. Snowball now is only going to set up Tims for the Pit of Malice as Drake jumps into the Shadow Dance to make sure they can pick up the kill. Rupido maybe left behind, though, as Jean-Noel into the shackles now onto him. Kai the Torrent jabs rotating on through, turned into a chicken again with the foul play, and it'll be a 2 for none as Jackie also runs into the Slark. Maybe Slark running into the Sven.
Maybe Sven is the one that's not happy, you know. Hey, I'm around, you know. Those who are mine, you know. I have my name on it.
Grims. He will be victim then to this boat as the Stormhammer stuns the two of them, as does that boat. But the Pit of Malice is pretty darn good. And actually turning on a Jackie. Big Sonic Wave. They do get off the Shadow Dance, but Storm has no protection as Slark is turned into fish sticks there. Really appreciate that. I was going to say that that's you when I invite you to Turbo. You know, you go, oh, actually, no, I'm out. Hit by the Ice Blast. It's out that Blade Mail. He's pretty tanky. Ken, big old zip, but not fast enough. He didn't want to commit too early, and now I don't believe he's going to find this kill. Snowball back onto Ken as they've taken down the Ancient Apparition. Rupido storm hammered away, and there's the chicken fingers. Actually, it's just the Hex to stop Ken's TP away. Armel turns and burns with the Sonic Wave. And it was actually a really nice sequence of events, unfortunately for Ivory. Gonna slip through their fingers there.
Yeah, I think if they got the Storm in time, if he bought Lightning in time, and that was widely regarded as the best Bond movie, yeah.
And this time John Noel's Johnwell's waiting for him. This time it's a well-deserved tip. This time there will be no escape.
No escape.
Well, the issue is he's just TP'd back home with the X mark, and he's basically back to full HP. Still has that BKB that he's holding on to. And this makes a demolish the tier 3 tower. The initiation, that's what you're looking for on your commitment heroes. Tim's wastes no time to blink in. Jackie to follow up, and they have the damage. Holy. Jabs. And his own BKB now ready to go. Waiting for that Radiance purchase as well. He continues to scale. Quick torrent there, has caught eyes, and he does have that Mel put into the tidal wave, hit by that Walrus punch as well. Ken trying to get some damage into Jabs, but he's so tanky. He is so tanky, and both of your supports just finished off there. Your backline's falling apart, and Johnwell, he's gone hunting. He's found a storm. Tim's leaping in, trying to cancel the TP of the Underlord, but will be forced to settle for the storm.
Jackie is here to finish them off. Yeah, I think it just all started from the lane, yeah, like the Storm getting bullied so much by the co-op, and everything kind of snowballed from there. They had to help him, and they leave the side lane.
Johnwell, look at this guy. Johnwell's just in there. The Ice Blast is pretty good. It's going to connect on the 2 heroes, but in trouble's eyes and knocked back by the tidal wave into the Walrus punch. No BKB to save him, and he dies. Rupido, he's got a BKB, but he's got to use it just to walk away. He doesn't have any other cores to play with. He doesn't have a bottom lane of barracks either.
I think Ivory has to try to smoke and wrap around, because you need to get to the back line to kill off the Tusk and the Shaman. If it's a straight up head on, you see them in front, they see you in front, you run at them. I think there's very little chance that's going to work.
Look at this. Initiation, vision, dead hero. And there's no BKB on the Thunderlord. He's got a TP. This is so awkward. He does not.
Yeah,
oh, God. No.
If they're getting caught at night, the game is just over. It's just too much. During nighttime, I suppose.
The wagon, it's just going to be too much damage here, Winter. What do they have left? How can they take this fight? Maybe with the Daedalus, that could be the answer here. This TA 8-second BKB. Pretty big, but there's the tidal wave. Rubido is in so much trouble. Ken's going to run on in. He's taking a ton of damage as well. Okay, Ice Blast here for the backliners. I think Tim's avoided it. No, he didn't. He's still frostbitten actually in that snowball. So I think he dies to these tier 4 auto attacks. Indeed he does. He will drop. What you have left, though, no mid lane of barracks. Since the counter initiation, Johnwell, he's in there immediately. Can they burst this TA before she gets off the BKB? Not quite. Great save there with the Depth Shroud, but can they continue fighting here? That's going to be the Aegis actually on Sven. He's got a BKB, but no God Strength. They don't have a snowball save. Is there anything left in the tank for Ivory? Unfortunately not. They're just so far back, Winter.
A lot of potential if he gets a good game. He's like one of the best snowballing mid heroes, and whenever you're drafting against this hero, it's important to take into account that you want to slow the hero down.
Oh, they've caught a hero here. They've caught a hero. It's a pretty big one too. Jabs, he is going to go down. Might be the +1. They have trap vision up there, but Jackie's come back through the gate now on the other side. Johnwell, he's actually managed to catch Ken, so Jackie's going to turn back for him. Nukes him down. Oh no, the snowball to give chase on a Rupido. They kill him through the BKB TP away. No nightfall for you, sir. And Drake, he's up next. Jackie, with all 3 kills, extends his kill streak to 18. Yes, sir.
Nowadays, he's very grounded here. He just picks the most reliable heroes by himself.
It's gonna break the smoke here, prevent anyone else from dying. Uh-oh. Drake tried to run in there. Actually, he's already used the Depth Shroud. He's already used the Shadow Dance. Hey, good job there. They do have a Pit of Malice to cover his retreat. It's not quite megas yet now, Winter, but we are quickly approaching that mark. I wanted to highlight here. Wait, hold on. We might still see a fight. They're just going to run in, are they? Are they really just going to run in? I think they are. They're going to blink in. In fact, Jackie, look at how quickly he's melting this Underlord. 1 extra auto take. That's all he needs to get through Tim's, though. And this BKB wearing off from Jackie. Okay, Ice Blast. No, it doesn't connect. He just gets away, Winter. And the auto attacks from TA are not enough. Slark from behind. He manages to escape. Does have that buyback. His fight action still looking half decent, but the disarm on Aizen, and needs to TP away through the Sonic Wave, he will do so. It's Jabs now, who's in trouble with the BKB. Can Drake get the job done? Absolutely! He chases him down for the kill. All of a sudden, Tim's having bought back on this Tusk in a bit of an awkward spot. Ken low on mana, but enough to catch up here to make sure that Blink Dagger stays on cooldown. And in comes the Slark. Oh, he's stolen 3 permanent Agi. He'll be up to an additional here with the dieback onto Tim's. It's been a heavy hold with 3 buybacks from Ivory. Hope is the last thing you lose, they say.
Yeah, if they can get the Shaman and the Tusk again like that fight, I could see them still winning the fights here. Smoke up, this is going to be crucial to break.
Yeah, immediately try and catch on Mel, but he's got that outworld hammer to be able to avoid a lot of damage. Tim, 4 steps on in, Ken up onto the cliff, dealing some damage. He actually going to get targeted with the snowball because they had vision up there. But with the BKB, he can turn and do the damage he needs. Jackie is getting kited around that outworld staff, saving Rupido here, but that's so much damage. Again, the save out from the depth zone. They are kiting him perfectly. No more BKB. But still, Armel is in there to dish out the damage. But now it's Eisen's time to fight without the refraction charges. The cooldown back there, and no BKB to cover him. Is there a save in time? Jackie trying to fight through this one, but he's right-clicked down. Eisen's got the kill, but Eisen left without the refraction charges. He is taken on down. In the meantime, they've lost their top barracks to the Serpent Wards of Tim's. Rather make that John well, and GG just has to be dropped. You know, Ivory, they gave a run for their money there at the end, but boom, just too far ahead.
Yeah, that was a good call by Jano. He realizes his team is not doing so well in the team fight, and, you know, typically, like every single Shaman player, it's not so good. Maybe not so much late game, but the mid game, you know, the transition part. But our laning phase is not something that we are weak at, you know. So I think Ivory here, they have to be able to find a solution to this lane, because this game in the draft, they picked the Storm very, very early. If they can somehow do okay or don't lose too bad in the lanes, their team fight is going to be insane. A lot of damage with the Ice Vortex, a lot of setup with the chains.
Only a question if whether or not Drick's going to let you get him off, of course, with that Shackles, with the foul play, that extra little bit of lockdown, right, that Facet's going to give you these chicken fingers. Ooh, but they turn, and they turn hard on a Rupido. He is going to die. So much damage, right? That's what the silencer support's going to give you. I think it's fair. I think it's very thematic as well. Fair. Hold on. Eisen, he actually just kind of got destroyed by the creep. The creep hurricaned him in, and I think he might just die to that. Jabs, I think he missed a little bit there on the swashbuckle, but he's got the wand charges. Oh, that is the Wild Wing Ripper, dude. He's a paid actor. I don't know what that was, bro. That was unfair. Eisen dies because Wild Wing Ripper just decided he deemed it so. Oh boy, here comes Ken. He's trying to find impact here by ganking the sidelines. He's done so successfully, but Monkey's going to mirror that rotation, trying to go down bottom here as Drake, in an effort to contest the first power room of the game, he's going to be scouted, and he also lets him know there's a big stack in the triangle at the same time.
It's just good. They're not really just buying the counter heroes like Huskar or any DP, you know.
With Fortification already used here, kind of nuke through the silencer, but Ember's still only level 5. He's got to play it so carefully in these fights. That Orb of Frost taking down the Ancient Apparition underneath his tier 2 tower, Armel.
They have to slowly get their levels up and just find pickoffs here. I don't think that they're that bad of a position compared to last game. After the laning phase, this is much more bearable. My Graves is going to die here, but yeah, they have to try to slowly call their way back, you know, jungle, give the lane to the support, get XP.
It looked like it didn't, because I'd be shocked. A level 4 Slight with double impact, I would have thought for sure would have done the trick there. Now, Eisen in a little bit of trouble. The call down does a good job actually to bully out these supports. Phenomenal spellcaster from Eisen. All of a sudden, the double slide of chains into that Ice Blast. That's going to be a turnaround, but the Tomb onto Rupido does kind of take him out of this fight, and all of a sudden Eisen dying to the Croakers right before Jabs looks to turn. Hits him with that urn charge. Down he goes. It's Armel who needs some support. Armel fighting versus Ken. Ken with the Arcane Room, able to take the fight to him, and down he goes. I mean, I don't know if Ken had a rune there. He's just kind of purple because of the debuffs on him.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't go in because I think Jackie was like kind of scared to go in initially.
Fighting off Global silence. Ooh, they actually still get the cold feet proc on Armel, but they can't get out the dunk in time. Look at Armel jump around in the fights there with that facet. Armel behind the tower now, up in one of the trees. They did hit him with a sleight of fist, but he's just so speedy. Primal Spring here, ready again, and he might just be Scott home and free. Brims. Oh no, he's just so hard to catch. And Tim's in the meantime, he's stolen the Wisdom Shrine. Oh, tough to watch. Tough to watch there. Rick, what are you doing here? Oh no. He's gonna die as well. You can see, yep. There's a lasso. The snakes will hold down the bat here, actually. With the Serpent Wards, hold on. He's actually gonna live. Armel scouted again in these trees. The call just a split second late from Rupido. Armel still thinks he can take this fight, and he might be right. Jabs running in with that Diffuser Blade reveal. It's Ken who's in trouble. It's Ken who's dead again. And inside his own Serpent Wards here, Trick, he is not long for this world. The foul play only saves him for a split second. Armel on the double kill, 6-1 and 3. How will this Gyro look to even up the game? How will this Ember find some utility here? Hold on, thought they're fighting in the mid lane. They do get that lasso. Global silence here to cover, and that leaves Ken with no escape. Even if he had the safety remnant down, no dispel available to him as the fight once again has gone lopsided. Rupido, he has this blink dagger. He was so eager to join the fight, but he's just not going to be fast enough. Meanwhile, on the top lane, oh no, Jackie finds Eyes and gets on top of him, and with the Doom, there is no chance. 2 cores dead, 10k lead for Boom. Winter, it is looking all too similar to game 1. That's going to be a nice call here onto Tim. Cold feet will proc, and that's going to be the first dunk of the game there for Rupido. Rims is going to lose his life here, but now without the global, they're thinking they can take this fight. Blink Dagger is ready here. Armel, he is going to get Blink called. Jabs has got Rolling Thunder, and still this Diffuser is going to be a ton of damage. With the Serpent Ward set up, they have a kill onto Armel. Jabs has potentially done them a favor there. I guess those heroes have got phase boots, so they could have just walked out of the Serpent Wards anyway. But Jabs is not going to be able to save the Monkey King, so Boom, a little bit too confident sticking around. Not going to be able to save the Monkey King, so Boom.
But they're gonna need the Gyro to get his BKB as soon as possible. You know, I mean, this silencer is just too difficult to play into. They don't find him, you know, in the middle engagement. They decide to catch the angle.
That's gonna be a nice catch though. Ice Blast into the call. No way out for Armel. Global silence on cooldown for 13 more seconds, and they've also found Jabs. Jabs is gonna turn, do a good amount of damage. It's Ken though, who's actually out of mana. He does not have enough to continue fighting. They're gonna have to let this fight be.
The Tormentor, they know it is going on. Ice Blast to keep the vision.
Ice Blast is incoming, and it's going to be a bit too early, but we might see a mega call here. He catches 3 heroes with the Blade Mail active. 1 dunk already. Armel realizing he can't fight here, even if he's burned the mana of Rupido. Jackie's going to activate that BKB, but it's Armel who's in trouble. Armel gets the bonus armor, but he's ticking down to Battle Hunger and the Searing Chains. He's hiding around now inside the Wukong's command. Can they catch him? They see him there. The Death Rhyme and everything else, scouting him out. He goes down. What a hero, Rupido.
The next 5 minutes of him being vulnerable to getting killed by the Ice Blast and Shaman themselves.
And Eisen, wait, hold on. Maybe actually they're getting initiated on. Global silence here to ensure there's no follow-up. It's just going to be the Shaman 3 ultimates committed here, actually.
Yeah, seems like
something on.
Ivory should be okay with this.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm talking voice lines here. But they're not, yeah, they're not okay with that one. And that's going to be, you know, the Blink Dagger now ready to go from Jackie. I said it wasn't too long to go. And yeah, but we saw it basically every game from them. I specifically remember. This could be big, though. This could be big. Tim's going to break here on Rupido. Rupido gets off the BKB and the Blade Mail, but he's still going to be dragged back. Even if it's killing Tim's, he's now out of position. Rims gives him the 4 staff now to get back into position as Jackie just running up high ground, finds the gyrocopter, drops the Doom onto him. Ice Blast, though, onto Jackie as Ancient Apparition completely out of position. Jabs has found a new Pango spot. He's in a little bit of trouble. On goes the Ancient Apparition, but Ken's going to get run over here by Jabs. Global silence off of cooldown. There is nothing Ivory can do in this fight. They will go down. There's that Skull Basher, I think. Yeah, doing work. No jabs.
It's a Night Rush top lane, so both teams are trying to get that +1 kill before they go rush. But in the meantime, Boom has better vision the top lane. The two
Jabs. Jabs is going to let loose there. They still have global to cover. Axe is going to live for now. Gets off that call. Good damage being returned thanks to the Blade Mail. Jackie's very low. If they don't have an Ice Blast to chase, AA is dead, and Jabs is ripping apart your backliners. He's got detection as well, so Drake doesn't have an easy way out of this one. All of a sudden, Gyro's ready to turn and fight, but through the global silence, he's going to be forced to BKB, and he cannot save his Shadow Shaman.
I mean, the Radiance late game is not really that strong anymore. You know, you don't need to keep it.
Okay, that's a pretty good call. They also actually stopped Tibbs from getting any kind of counter initiation. Global silence to cancel the shackles. Ken, he's in trouble. He doesn't have Manta for a second. Ken dies to the silence inside of the Wukong's command. Jabs is running down all the backliners as he did get taunted, so he's inside the fountain, trapped in the trees. The double buyback from Ivory as they at least get Jabs. I mean, unlucky, but you got to take that kill onto the onto the Pango, right? Jabs is a big target.
That has to be the
By the way, who's in the base, blinks onto Ken. Ken, who gets the Lincoln Sphere, and I think that's not going to block the Doom. Pulled back by the Harpoon, no way out. That's going to be a tieback for him. Jupiter blinks on in, holds on to the BKB, but now he's going to have it in the grave as Timms jumps in with the Flaming Lasso. Eisen doing what he can here. He's got his own BKB, he's got his own Lincolns, Winter, but I don't know if it's going to make a difference here. Two of his cores dead without buyback.
Gyro has a lot of work to do, Ricky, here. Can he 1v5? If you give him a
Ricky,
maybe.
Ooh, no, Armel makes that jump in. The Outworld staff saving the AA actually for a moment, as actually Jabs is going to get hexed up. They do force out that global silence. Eisen fighting even without the BKB, still thinks he can take that fight. Wasn't exactly incorrect either. Jabs with the roll-up, able to escape. Rubido, he's brought back though. He got buyback suddenly, and doesn't even need the dunk. Eisen's got the physical damage, but Timms, round number 2, lassoing onto the Axe. Axe, who's jumped now by Jackie, takes him down there with the Scorched Earth active. Jackie fighting through this one. The Ice Blast, they needed it to hit. It's not going to find anything.
To pray that the Axe lands like some amazing god tier. First call on the video.
The Gyro, Lincoln is going to be broken. They didn't stack the Lincoln Spear. Ice Blast is going to come through, but Eisen, he does not have any lifesteal, Winter. He's just dead. He's just dead. Ken hit by the silence. They take down the Ancient Apparition. Those two heroes do have buyback now, slipping away, which with each death of this extended siege now is Armel already going here for the Megas. Rubido, he lands a call. That's global silence number 1. Rubido, he BKBs. They have a refresher orb though, so check out this second global silence. Eisen is going to buy back. They actually keep everyone alive, and even with BKB, you can't get out of that Twins gate, Armel. A second global silence to try and save him. It's not going to do anything. A big death there by Armel. He feeds 1,000 gold. 1,000 gold to Eisen. For their benefit, Roshan is being the dramatic guy that he is, taking a long time to respawn. Paul out of the mid lane into the global silence. They still actually managed to get off that Ice Blast. Jackie keen to fight through this one as Jabs lets loose the Rolling Thunder. They actually catch Eisen here. Eisen BKB'd, but they have a refresher. They've doomed him. Gyro running for his life. He is not going to live through this. That's going to be a dieback for him, Winter. They just focusing him down. And Ken, what are you going to do about this now? No remnants, no HP. GG well played is called. Boom Esports, they will be moving on into the next round of the TI qualifiers. Well played to them. 2 very clean games.
Yeah, very, very good games, you know. Compared to their earlier series, I think this is a huge improvement from Boom. They've, I guess, figured out why is he losing his lane so hard. But as a team, it can be quite complicated, you know, a lot of small little details that actually you have to look at and comb through the replays and talk it out, and people are going to agree, disagree, and you have to get everybody on the same page. Sometimes